Hello, my lovely Cancerian creators. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. My name is Stephanie. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I have Blazer the Morky here with me. You may hear him in the background. He likes to add the sound effects from time to time. And we are bringing you a timeless reading, Cancer. Now, I will say there was a bit of jolted energy as I was getting into this reading and trying to settle in. Things were kind of feeling a little shaken up, and maybe the need for more calm in your life. So we'll get into that. We'll see how these energies play out. This is timeless, so whenever you find this reading, it was the best and most auspicious time for you to discover it. We're going to look at your overall energy today, and then we're going to also take a look at your specific energy, the energy of the person connected to you, and then how your energies mingle and dance and connect in the middle. Keep in mind these are general, so take only what resonates, leave the rest. And if you're resonating and you like my style and you want to get more involved in the creators community and my current offerings, stay tuned to the end of the video and I will share with you the resources that you need. Also, check out that description below. It has everything that you'll need to know. Okay. So Cancer, remember I was talking about maybe things feeling a bit shaken up. The overall energy that you got from the Sacred Geometry of Relationships Oracle is number 39, Surrender. The energy of surrender supports us to let go of illusionary control and yield to the flow and the love of life. Now, this is a very heart-centered energy. I want you to remain open to receiving this beautiful surrender energy for yourself, opening your heart, surrendering yourself to your greater being, to your gifts, talents, and abilities. There's a little bit of an energy here that I'm feeling that at times you get in your own way, and there may be a little bit of a need here to just get into that calm space, especially when things are shaken up, because it really looks to me like you have some work to do here, and it's looking pretty powerful. So on your side, your energies are showing me the Fool, the Magician, and the Two of Pentacles. So wow, we're progressing from the 0 point energy of the Fool into the Magician, into your magic. These are really powerful major arcana energies. Some of you are stepping out on a new beginning, and what I want to say is that your new beginning is going to be very different, markedly different than the life that you've previously lived. And I think that's where that Two of Pentacles comes in, because inside of you, you're like, well, where is this going to land? I'm not used to this. I don't understand or have the clear vision of what to expect. I think some of you are breaking out of certain molds. You're breaking out of certain constructs, because remember that surrender, we're dissolving the illusion here. So there's some way of life that you've been living. It's changing. You're in a new beginning and you're dissolving the illusions. It's just a little unsteady at first, but with these major energies coming in for you, I don't see any reason to say that you're going to be stopped. You're just going to have these moments of, which way do I turn? I'm not used to this. Let me try to settle in and surrender to this energy. For the person connected to you, they get the Four of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So this person is showing me that they are in a place of healing right now. They are really trying to put their vision and their sight on what they've accomplished, though people don't show me in the readings that they're in a place of healing unless there's been some sort of hurt. I do not see the hurt that this person is experiencing connected in the mingling energies, at least not at this time. I do not get that sense. This feels like an interpersonal process for this person where they are being asked to focus on what they've achieved. You may actually see very clearly something for them that they are unable to see for themselves, because Cancer creators are super sensitive, super intuitive. You just know that you know that you know. You don't have to explain it. It's just who you are. And I feel like this is maybe somebody that you see their potential, you see their accomplishments, but they're having maybe a hard time with that. Now, they may be in a bit of a pause. Their chariot, the chariot is the energy that wants to go forward with focus and control. I'm not sure they have the best grasp on this energy yet. It may be something they're learning. You could be actually relating to another Cancer, because that chariot card is Cancer, or it could be an acknowledgement that they know you are helping them, but at the same time, they have to do this themselves. Now, in the mingling and dancing energies between the two of you, you get the Sun and the Ace of Swords. Honestly, it feels like a very complimentary and joyful relationship. If this is just a friendship, for some of you, I get it could be a family member or a child of yours, maybe even an adult child that is in a certain position right now, and you're watching them go through kind of that rite of passage. It could just be a kindred spirit. It seems like when the two of you get together, you have a lot of fun. I'm not necessarily yet seeing a lot of romance in this particular reading. That doesn't mean, though, that foundations aren't being created in these energies that I'm sharing. The Ace of Swords is intellectual stimulation. I feel that you and this person relate intellectually. You have a similar way of thinking about things. It seems to be complementary. All right, let's get into some clarifications. This is very interesting, Cancer. We've got to start with this Fool energy for you here. Definitely got to start with that Fool. What is this for Cancer? Ooh, you get the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. The Fool, this new beginning for you, is really being embraced by you with some active energies. I do feel like you have the universe on your side. The universe is showing up saying, we're here with you. This is what you're supposed to do now. I do think you're still figuring things out with that Page of Wands, but in the energy where you can remain curious, in that energy where you can allow yourself to learn and be a learner and a student of life, I really feel like that's what's going to benefit you the most. Action is happening. A new beginning is starting, whether you're ready for it or not. But honestly, it does feel like the energies are aligned and you look pretty well eclipsed, pretty well equipped to move through these energies. You may be working with some fire energy that you carry in your chart somewhere. So be sure to check out your personal astrology on that. For the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, you may be working with some of that right now, or the transits that may be going on when you catch this video. Okay. For the Magician here, ooh, very interesting. You get the Nine of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, but the Hanged Man somehow, I don't read in reverse for these videos, but somehow the Hanged Man came out upside down in reverse. And it's interesting because your person over here that you're dealing with has the Nine of Pentacles as well. There's something about the achievements that you've made or the experiences you've gained, maybe even knowledge and experience relating in a certain wisdom here, where the more I feel into this, the more you may be a role model or a trusted individual to this other person here. And so you're more invested in this for yourself because you're invested in this other person. What's interesting here is with the Hanged Man being upside down, I feel that the time for you to really be introspective and figure out how to get that 10th pentacle, how to move forward with that, the time for you to think about it and to plan is over. I would actually say with the Magician card, the Magician has access to all four elements. It looks to me like you're working on gaining another pentacle. This is gaining some sort of resource. The resource can come in the form of money, some sort of financial breakthrough, a new job, a new hobby that makes you money. It could be that you're downsizing and buying a new home. There's some sort of advantageous energy here, and the hangman coming in upside down like that makes the hangman look right side up and like he's balanced and poised to move forward. So my suggestion, based on the energy I'm reading, grab that 10th pentacle and begin working with it. You may not be able to add it to your collection of pentacles quite yet, but begin working with the energy of how does it feel to have it? What will it help you complete? What cycles have you been through that previously where you gain these other 9 pentacles? How you've built your life? That wants to be acknowledged here. All right, let's look at this 2 of Pentacles. So this is where, here you are working with the Pentacles, and this is where you at times feel maybe a little held back, maybe a little slowed down. I do see conflict here with the 5 of Wands, but you've also got the Queen of Wands, which again puts you in a really nicely poised position to move forward into these energies. Honestly, it does feel like it's important for you to recognize, Cancer, that you have these minor setbacks, and sometimes I feel like you get caught in the energy of the setback, but the momentum forward is so much greater. If you look at this card, she's riding one of those old-fashioned bicycles with the really big wheel in the front and the really small wheel in the back. And so overall, your energy is balancing out. I think sometimes for some of you, you get a bit conflicted inside, maybe about the timing of things, or you get a little caught up in the backswing. And that's where that surrender energy can come in and help you just relax. There's a flow. It says the flow of love and life, the flow of love and life. So you're just going to keep pedaling forward. You're going to keep swimming downstream. There's no reason to bring in this other conflict. And I think you know that. I think you're working on it, because with the 5 of Wands, you get the Queen. That means you're making progress here. You're like, wait a minute, I have the power and authority over myself where I don't have to slip back into these setbacks and get stuck and pissed off in that energy, right? That is maybe a post-traumatic stress symptom from your past, or maybe the ways in which you saw one of your parents do that. So consider that. All right, let's look at the energy of this person connected to you. I want to see what this healing is about for them. They got that 4 of Swords, and it's clarified by the Ace of Cups and the 9 of Swords. This person may have suffered a breakup of some kind, and honestly, it looks like the universe is asking them to move into a new level of love for themselves and what they expect out of love. This has to do with their self-worth, it has to do with their self-value, and it has to do with how they actually care for themselves. And whatever this breakup or for them, it feels more recent, or it was just one that had a lot of impact on them. It still stresses them out. It still keeps them up at night. I do see them being the kind of person, that's why I said maybe you're dealing with another Cancer or somebody that maybe has a Cancer moon type energy, because they have a big heart. They have a big open heart here. And it's so important that through whatever breakup, I want to keep saying a breakup, maybe it was a lost job, but I feel like their emotions and thoughts are more personally connected into it. I mean, jobs can come and go. That's what I feel like for this person. Like, there's not an issue with them getting a new job. This feels more like a personal kind of setback for them. Some of these people that some of you may be dealing with could be on antidepressants, and that's very specific for a group of you. They might be taking certain SSRIs that are giving them nightmares, or anti-depression medication that is causing nightmares. That would be something, of course, they would have to consult a medical professional and maybe consider weaning off that. Maybe you've had conversations with them about that. Are you an herbalist? Some of you might be herbalist or working with herbs or working with natural healing techniques. I'm also seeing like a red light sauna. All right. So I don't know. Maybe you're coaching and helping this person in some way. Maybe you are a very progressive medical professional yourself that has decided that you want to help people in a different way than what the standard system is providing. So that may be for a smaller group of you, but very interesting that that's coming up. This person is learning how to love themselves and prioritize themselves. Let's look at this Nine of Pentacles for them. Ooh, the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. See, one of the keys that unlocks things for this person that you care about. I mean, you care about this person. I feel a lot of love and care and honor here. One of the things that unlocks them being able to celebrate and have some pride in what they've accomplished is their relationship to their mind. And their relationship to their mind with that Queen of Swords needs to be clear. So there's some sort of thought pattern, possibly medication influence or something that could be affecting this person. They need to gain that clarity for themselves. And I think they're just having a little bit of a struggle there with that, or a lot bit of a struggle. Now, the High Priestess is showing up here with that, meaning that this experience for them has been a spiritual opportunity for them to gain wisdom that will shape their life moving forward. Honestly, it kind of feels like for some of you, this could be an adult child or just a younger mentee, somebody that you're mentoring that really has some powerful energies here, but they need the clarity to connect with it. Some of you could be therapists. That's not an unusual role for a Cancer, because we often find ourselves in that therapist role, no matter who we're working with. So some of you could be, assisting someone in that way, or that's just kind of the dynamic. I think your makeup and your blueprint, you contain some sort of relatability to this person. I do feel like they're watching you or tapping into what you are offering with spiritual and emotional guidance and support, and possibly even how to gain clarity in one's own life. So for the Chariot, yeah, they got the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. This, honestly, to me, right now, I don't think this person has the best grasp on moving forward in their own life. However, with the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups showing up here, the energies are definitely going to become more and more auspicious for them, meaning that it may be easier for them. And I think it really has to do with them accepting who they are and really honoring who they are, and then moving forward in that energy. That's not something unusual for a Cancerian to go through. You may feel very relatable to what I just said, like really just embracing who you are, embracing your sensitivity, embracing your intuition, and opening up your heart. This person, I think, also has some ideas about what a happy home and family structure looks like, and it kind of feels like they may not give themselves enough credit or permission to enjoy the flow and love of life until they have a family or until they're married, right? These more traditional expectations of you need to do this. And there are honestly so many people out there that feel like if they don't have that certain picture of what society tells them to be, then they are not worthy or they don't have value in the world. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. Let's look at this Sun card in the middle of the two of you here, this joyful energy. Three of Cups and Nine of Cups. Yeah. So through the relationship that you two have, you bring a lot of positivity to this person's life. You hold the kind of space that allows them to feel seen and allows them to begin to move into celebrating themselves and honoring themselves. At times, I think they could be a little resistant with this Nine of Cups, a little closed off because they get stuck on that pretty picture that they think it should be. And I feel you're more offering the energy of, let's focus on you first. Let's focus on you, your community, your tribe, your friendships. And let's not define you by what you have or have not accomplished yet in life, because everybody has a different path to walk. So they're intrigued by this, and I think they're going to stick with it. If it is a mentee or a patient or a client that you're working with, I do feel like they'll stick with it. If it's a family relationship of some kind, this could be a niece, a nephew. They're watching. They're watching, and they're here, and they keep showing up. It just seems like they have a few things that they need to clear out. All right, let's look at this Ace of Swords between the two of you. You bring in the energy of the Six of Cups. This is, I feel like you're the older, making an offering to this younger person. If it's not younger in age, it could be that you are helping someone who's a younger soul. So they could be like 70 and you're like 35 and you're helping them because there's some sort of soul level experience you've had that they have not. They bring in the energy of the moon here. And I feel like it has all to do with unlocking the doorways and the pathways to themselves. It's actually getting them to travel the shadowlands within themselves or uplift them during a dark night of the soul kind of situation so that they can see their true selves. They may not yet be in the flow of love and life because of the healing that they're doing and going through. However, they have the potential. So just keep that in mind, Cancer. Even though someone has the potential, they may not be able to live it quite yet. So it looks like they're working on it. It looks like you feel good about the emotional energies that you're sharing with this person. Okay, I'm going to do something interesting today. I'm going to move to the Divine Essential Counterparts Oracle for a couple cards that are going to bring messages to you. They could be related to the situation that I've just read, or they could be a message that you just need to hear from another place or person, or even the universe. Sometimes these messages come through as if it's your greater being, your higher self speaking to you directly. So we're going to get a couple messages here for Cancer. What does Cancer need to hear or know the most here? This first one definitely makes sense. Let's get one more. There it is, popping out up here. Woo, okay. So the first card definitely has to do with this situation here. You got shadow work. Dive into the shadow to find the light. Deep wounds are in need of illumination. And I think it has to do with you and your journey, but also has to do with this other person and inviting them into the importance of the shadow work. Like I said, that dark night of the soul. Now this other message is more passionate and, you know, a little bit forward. So this, I feel, is not a part of this relationship. It's coming from somewhere else. And this has to do with a passionate and very sensual love. And it says, I can't wait to feel you beside me, on top of me, and all around me again. Woo, Cancer. This feels like a love of your life kind of energy. They may or may not still be incarnated. Maybe some of you have lost a spouse, and energetically they're with you. Spiritually they're with you. And for others of you, maybe you've just been separated from someone that you're really passionate and care about. But woo, that's a little message for some of you. These message cards may not resonate with everyone. right? Sometimes they come out of the blue because there's a few people who are watching who are like, okay, that's the message I needed to hear. So just keep that in mind. So if you've made it to the end here, hang on for a couple more minutes. I just want to tell you about all the good stuff going on. First of all, be sure you check out the description below. I have links to my social media, to how you can connect with me on the platform of your choice. I'm most active here on YouTube, but I am on the other platforms as well, and you can get in touch with me. You want to be sure that you're following me on Instagram and my business page on Facebook, Creators on the Crest, at Creators on the Crest on both platforms, so that you can see when I run specials. I will run those in my stories from time to time. The links for my normal readings, my normal priced readings, are below in the description. But if you're strapped for cash, which I know that happens to a lot of people, watch for those specials. They are limited time offers. Be sure you go over to the podcast column on my channel and check out the Real Life Mages podcast. I've already done 4 episodes and more is coming at the time I'm releasing this video here. So there's a lot of good content. It's the kind of thing you can make a cup of tea, sit down and listen, or while you're cleaning the house, turn that on and listen to the conversations. I interview some really amazing people, and I can't wait to bring more of that to you. So be sure to check that out as well. You will know if you've been on my channel for any amount of time that I do go live every other Sunday night for live Q&A, and I do mini readings, free mini readings. If you'd like to donate, I am absolutely open and so grateful for that. But the mini readings are there every other Sunday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Central. And then every Friday, I'm live from about 10 a.m. to noon Central Time with Frequency Fridays. And I do collective reading and I do breakout readings, and it's a different theme every week, and it's really exciting. And I love for you all to participate in that and give me feedback. Please make sure you have liked, share this with a friend or a like-minded person in your community, and then be sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to know when I publish a new video. Cancer, thank you so much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.